Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Woo! Oh my gosh, we're here. Yay, Soul Tribe is gathering. Happy New Year. Can everyone drop in the chat where you're tuning in from? Crystal, it's so good to see you. I just saw your post. You look doing your Reiki, girl. I saw you. Hi, Logan. Yay, it's so good to see you. It's been a minute. Melody, so happy that you're here. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Sarah. So happy to meet you. And of course, hi, Rachel. So happy that you're here. We're tuning in from Kansas, Nashville, Massachusetts. Hi from Arizona. Oh, Nikki's here too. I didn't see her face, but yay, amazing. Hi, Nikki. New York and Oklahoma. And Marcel and I are in the Philippines. We are living in the future. It's 8:05 here. And the good news is the future looks bright. How is everyone feeling? Drop in the chat one word. Have you been, because I know that it's nighttime there. So how has been your equinox so far? Drop one word in the chat. Exhausted but empowered, emotional, beautiful, shifting, bright. I love this. Yeah. Well, I want to give you all a little introduction of the journey that we're going to go on today. It's going to be a journey. So, let's talk about first if you have all of your materials for class for the ceremony. If you don't have everything, it's okay. I have everything for us, and I have already set the intention that we are collectively using it together. But I would love for you to have your journal to take some notes, to any downloads that come through. There's going to be some journal prompts that we share. Also, if you would love to do candle magic, we always do candle magic and ceremony. And if you don't have a candle, a fresh candle, that's okay. Like I said, I'll be using this one for all of us. But if you do have one that you'd like to use for today's ceremony, go grab it. If you need a couple minutes, I'm going to give 2 or 3 minutes to go grab materials. What else do we have? We have our egg. If you want to do a little cleansing ritual. So if you have an egg and you want to do a little cleansing ritual with us, grab your egg and a cup of water, because we're also going to be doing a little bit of divination if you choose to participate in that. If not, then I'll be doing it for all of us, as I've said. And then what else? A mirror. So egg, mirror, journal, candle. Safe space to lie down if you want to lay down for the guided meditation. And if you don't want to lay down for the guided meditation, then that's cool too. Cool? Yeah. Okay, great. So let's first talk about the energy of the equinox and the energy of this time of year. So I know I've been sharing a lot about this. This is a very sacred time for a rebirth. This is a time where we are planting seeds. Now, I also know that we are in the eclipse portal. So there is a lot of big chaotic energy that's available to us. And in my experience, it's only chaotic if you allow it to be chaotic. And the way that I always say, describe eclipse season is let go or be dragged, because there will be things that will be ripped from your life. And if you hold on tightly to the things that are being illuminated that need to be released, it'll be ultimately more painful than it's necessary. And your life right now is being cosmically aligned, because right now this is a time of destiny. When the portal between the eclipses, so we have the lunar eclipse and then we have the solar eclipse on the 29th, which is in Aries, which is the start of the zodiac. And also we're in Aries season now. So this is the first official usherance in a fire energy. So although we are in the portal between these eclipses, this is a time of fate. This is a time of destiny. So whatever happens during this time is meant to be. So being very aware of what's showing up, who is eclipsing in your life, who is eclipsing out of your life, with non-attachment, which is quiet observation. Something that I've been saying over myself again and again is respond versus react. And my loving partner that's here joining also understands that this is a journey. We're here on the human experience. So does Bianca still react sometimes? Absolutely. Can we take a moment to respond versus react? Can we start to build a system or a structure or a safety within our bodies, within ourselves, so that way we have the capacity to handle the chaotic shifts that might be happening? And although it might seem chaotic, it's actually not, because it is ultimately aligning you to the path of your destiny. So allow it to happen, allow it to take shape. When we are swimming out of Pisces season into fiery Aries season, and so now we are here to alchemize. We're here to transmute the seeds that you might have planted on the new year, the Gregorian New Year. We are now starting to really witness those little sprouts popping in with the energetic new year that's happening right now. So I know that this is also a time where we celebrate Astera, which is a goddess, Germanic goddess of fertility, growth, and renewal. And this is why we have eggs that we celebrate an Easter with eggs, because they represent fertility. They represent bunnies, represent abundance too. So we also have the bunnies and the Easter eggs during this time. So not only are we hatching our creativity and our creative desires, we're also in a portal of abundance. I also want to talk about the power of the equinox to bring in the ancient civilizations, because this is a time of year where we celebrate the return of the light. So the spring equinox is a time where we are in perfect equilibrium. So day and night are balanced. And this happens 2 times during the year, the spring equinox and the autumn equinox. Crystal is being I think she, like, those people in the corner that like do the sign language. I'm living for it. Yes, queen. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So we are in a time of balance. And so we're not even really supposed to be taking like massive steps forward. The way that spirit has been showing me, it's like we are standing on both feet, masculine and feminine, and like anchoring in our presence here. And so when the chaos of the swirlingness that happens, can we stand in the trust and knowing that everything that is happening for us is ultimately serving our highest and greatest good? And so during this time, the equinox, when this is a celebration of the light returning, ancient civilizations and current civilizations still practice this. The ancient Egypts viewed this time as the resurrection of Osiris, which is the sun god, because every day after the spring equinox, the days start to get longer. So this is quite literally the return of our light, the return of your truth, the return of your magic. And this is why I view this day as nature's portal into your highest timeline. Because Aries is also the first sign of the zodiac. And so this is a push and a fresh start. And we can use this energy to quantum leap into the timeline that is a part of our destiny. And as a reminder, your highest timeline is always available to you. And your highest timeline, it doesn't have to be some crazy, but it can be experience to get there. It can be just setting the intention and to really feeling into the characteristics, the qualities, the emotions of your highest timeline. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. I know we talked about, Yeshua is here too. I know we talked about the ancient Egyptians, and also for the Christians, right after the spring equinox, this is when Jesus Christ was resurrected as well. And so this is a time of rebirth, renewal, and transformation. And so we are going to be using this portal today to transform, transmute, alchemize, and align with your highest timeline, to step through this energetic portal, this state of equilibrium, to welcome back your lights and to rise into the destiny that has always been at your doorstep. That's always been a part of you. So I'm going to give a little rundown because I am neurospicy, as Crystal likes to say. And so I am also a Gemini stellium, so I have a lot of like things that pop in and out. You know, the oracles, the magicians are all here, so you can understand how the downloads start to flow in. So I want to give you all a little outline of where we're going to be going and where we're going to be headed, just so you understand, comprehend, and also can conceptualize the journey. So we're going to be doing, we already set the intentions. We're going to be talking about the energy of the equinox. Then we're going to be going into a couple of journal prompts to traverse the karmic cycles that we have closed out in this last chapter. Really get to know those dark parts of ourselves. And I say dark parts because light can't exist without the darkness. So we have to honor those. We get to honor our shadows. And when karmic cycles complete, it's important for you to recognize, acknowledge them, and understand them so that you can see them from a higher vantage point. If you know about sacred geometry and the Fibonacci spiral upwards, karmic cycles does not mean that you will never ever see that cycle repeat again or that you won't come face to face with it. But what it does mean that you will see it from a different vantage point. You will see it from a higher perspective. And you will understand how it ultimately affects the whole, opposed to when it's face to face with you and you're just like, oh, it's fine. If you view it, when you view it from a higher vantage point, you're able to make choices where you respond versus react. And so I've created some journal prompts to really get to know those shadows, those dark parts. We're going to create some affirmations, some characteristics of your highest timeline. We're going to go into a guided meditation where we step through the portal into your highest timeline and welcome them, welcome you and them to join together. Then we're going to do some cleansing rituals. We're going to be doing some activations. You know how I do. You know, we love to do some activations around here. We're going to do a little bit of candle magic. Bianca, how are we going to do all this in 90 minutes? I don't know, but we're going to work it because I'm a time bender. Okay. We are all time benders. We have that possibility. So we're going to bend time today. We're going to be here for 10 hours, but it's going to fit in 90 minutes. You're going to be wildly impressed by how we're able to do this. And then we're going to talk about new earth leadership, your role, your sacred role as you rise into your destiny, what that looks like for you, reclaiming that mission that is your destiny. And then we're going to end this with an invitation to join the 40-day and 40-night initiation. That is your date with destiny. How does that sound? Thanks, honey. Okay, great. Yay, I'm super excited. I just want to take a moment to say, as I look at everyone's eyes, I really set this a container. And also everyone who's watching the replay, hi, welcome. So happy that you're here too. Take a minute to look at everyone and remember the lifetimes that we lived together, the missions that we've had together, lighting each other's heart sparks again, and just feeling what it feels like to be in the safety of a community that truly supports you in your growth and your evolution and your expansion. Oh, yes, the invocation. Okay, everyone close your eyes down with me and we'll go ahead and do a little prayer. So with each deep breath in, landing into the space. At this time, dropping your grounding cord into the earth. Connecting with your earth star chakra. Imagine a bright orb beneath your feet, connecting you to the heartbeat of Gaia. Connecting you to your dharma, connecting you to your purpose, connecting you to your destiny, connecting you to the remembrance that you are always in divine timing. At this time, you can release through the bottoms, the soles of your feet, any energy that is ready to be released for the highest good of all and harm done to none, to be let go into the earth. Go ahead and audibly exhale that into the earth. Ah. That felt good. Let's do it again. Drop it into the space. Ah. And last one. Inhale. Dropping it into the space. Ah. And now I want you to imagine your roots growing from the earth, from your earth star chakra that connects you to your dharma. Growing up your legs, connecting you, grounding you into this present moment. Feel your spine straighten, feel your shoulders roll back, feel your chin raise up as your posture, as your legs, as your entire being grows stronger in this very moment. As those roots continue to grow up your spine and all the way up, I want you to imagine that they extend out through the crown of your head, creating a rose that blooms on the top of your head. As that rose begins to grow, this is you welcoming in your radiance, your renewal, your divine feminine energy. Breathing in now the light from source, imagining a bright white light descending into your being, opening and activating all of your chakras, spinning all of your chakras. Noticing where there is stuck energy, because chakras are spinning balls of light. So notice how fast your chakras are spinning. Are they spinning fast? Are they spinning slow? Notice the ones that are spinning quickly, and notice if there are any sticks or twigs or debris that can be blown out, and use your breath to blow that out. Kapalabhati is breath of fire, so you can do it in your mouth or out your nose. Blowing all of that stagnant energy. At this time, we call upon our guides, all angels, archangels, ascended masters, and divine beings that work with each and every one of us for the highest good of all and harm done to none, to be present here in this space. We call upon the energy and the essence of our ancestors, for we are our ancestors' answered prayers, and this timeline and this lifetime is the prayer that has been brought to life through us. We call forward our talents, our gifts, our wisdoms. I want you to feel the energy of your guides behind you now. Feel their presence warm on your back. Feel how they love you and support you and hold you. And the remembrance that you were born for this. At this time, as I always do, I want to call upon the directions. And if you desire to call for the directions, after each direction that I call, say the word aho. I learned this from my Reiki master teacher who had Native American influence. And this is a way for us to honor the elements and call them forward. We call upon the energies of the east, place of the rising sun. We call upon the element air, breath of life. We call upon our winged brothers, hawk, eagle, and condor. Teach us to fly wing to wing with great spirit, to see through all illusion. Be here with us now. Aho. Aho. We call upon the guardians of the West, gatekeepers of the element water. The way of the woman, the way of the feminine, the way of our emotions. Spirit, show us how to be like water, to move freely. Teach us what it's like to remember all that we are, how to honor our emotions. We call upon dolphin spirit, otter spirit, whale spirit, seahorse, guardians and gatekeepers of the element water, be here with us now. Aho.
Aho.
We call upon the guardians of the south, gatekeepers of the element fire. We call upon sacred serpent. Teach us to shed our past the way you shed your skin. Teach us how to honor our creativity, our passions, to light our fire, the fire that lives within us. Guardians and gatekeepers of the element fire, be here with us now. Aho. We call upon the guardians of the north, gatekeepers of the element earth, the place of our ancestors and ancient ones. We honor all those who have come before us and all those who come after us, our children's children. We call upon wolf, bear, guardians and gatekeepers of the element earth, be here with us now. Aho.
Aho.
Lift your faces to the sky and we'll call upon Father Sky. We call upon the celestial beings for the highest good of all and harm done to none. The Pleiadians, Illyrians, Orions, Arcturians, Andromedans. Anyone who desires to be here with us now for the highest good of all and harm done to none, thank you for watching over our path. Thank you for guiding. Thank you for illuminating us. Thank you for, at this time, illuminating our soul star chakra, where we can access our past lives, our present lives, our parallel lives. Thank you for opening this portal of remembrance for us. Thank you for watching over us. Father Sky, be here with us now. Aho. Now feel the earth beneath you. We call upon beloved Gaia, Mother Earth. We call upon all of the elements, elementals, for the highest good of all and harm done to none. We call upon the crystals, the animal spirits. Beloved Gaia, thank you for honoring us. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for protecting us. We promise to love and protect you and be a home to you as you have been our home as well. At this time, we ask to send our collective energy to the earth, to any places, any spaces where there is pain or discomfort that needs to be, that can be relieved now. Sending our heart, opening our heart to Gaia. Placing a blanket of peace over the hearts that are praying for it right now. Beloved Gaia, be here with us now. Aho.
Aho.
We bow our heads to honor the last direction, our sacred center. We call upon the divine feminine and divine masculine that live within each of us. We call upon our shadows and our light. We honor both, for one cannot exist without the other. We call upon our highest timeline, our highest self, the timeless eternal soul that has always been present across all dimensions, all timelines, all existences. We ask for your presence to be here with us now. Aho.
Aho.
And at this time, if there's any prayers that you want to say over yourself or any invocations that you desire to say, I'll give a few moments for you to say that now. And if not, feeling into the energy of the sacred space that we have created together. Let's take a big deep breath in together. Exhaling. The directions have been called, the circle has been cast, and we are now in sacred space. Ooh, how's everyone feeling? Take a sip of water. Be gentle. I know that sometimes when I open my eyes, I feel like I look in the mirror and I'm like, ooh, are you sweating? Are you crying?
I'm just.
Oh, I'm like, let me mind my own business over here. All right, so now that we're here, whew, let's get into some journal prompts. How did that sound? Yeah? Okay. So, to anchor in our highest timeline, to welcome in our highest timeline, we must first understand our shadows. We must first understand our karmic cycles. We must first understand what we have been repeatedly, if you've been like me, getting smacked in the face with over the past couple weeks. So that way we can understand them, we can acknowledge them, we can witness them. And then whenever they meet us again, we can say, oh, I see you. I know what you are. And I also know how to respond to you this time, right? So the first journal prompt is, what are three key lessons that you have learned in this past year? And they can be painful, they can be expansive. But if it's a karmic cycle, it often means that it is a loop that keeps happening so that we can ultimately transcend into the next version of yourself. This often comes with soul contracts. So it could be another soul in many different bodies, could come up in many different similar experiences in the realm of love, money, relationships, self-worth. What are three key lessons that you've learned or things that you've learned about yourself? And I'll share mine after you guys write. I'll give you guys some space to write, but then I'll share mine and see if it prompts anything else. I also love how there's 9 of us on here right now because LOL 2025, 9, karmic cycle. Okay, Spirit, I see you. I'm gonna give you guys like 2 more minutes because I know 3. It's like once you start writing, it just starts flowing out. That's how it was for me, anyways. Oops. Okay, last 30 seconds to wrap it up. And feel free to continue to journal if you are still if you're still in flow. Well, we have a lot planned, so I just want to make sure that we're able to get to it and also revisit this. Things might show up that and I'd love to also create a space for us to also share. I'm going to share mine because it also feels so freeing. And the way that I view karmic cycles is when we acknowledge them, when we come face to face with them, when we witness them, and we don't have a charge anymore, When we can, like, I'm looking right in the mirror right now. There's a mirror right behind this, my computer. When we can say them out loud to ourselves, when we can really witness ourselves saying them, we remember, our body remembers. And that level of presence will help keep you anchored when those karmic cycles start to show up again. And then you'll start to notice how the Fibonacci spirals upward, and you start to view yourself from a higher vantage point. You start viewing yourself through heaven's eyes, through the lens of your higher self. And so one of the things that I said, what did I learn about myself? What are the karmic cycles I learned? I don't like to do things on my own, which is interesting. I know my partner's probably like, oh, that doesn't make sense. What I mean is, say, for example, I'm wanting to work, but he's working and I'm doing the dishes. And I don't want to do doing the dishes by myself. So then I get frustrated and angry because I want people to be working with me. But what I learned about myself is I'm learning to appreciate my independence. I'm okay and I'm happy to go first. My peace is mine to keep. And sometimes doing hard things on your own is necessary. Not that doing dishes on your own is hard. Okay. It's not, but sometimes it is. So also, how can you find peace in the in-between moments, right? And so the next part that I want you to start conceptualizing as I say these is you have the things that you learned about yourself, but the next part of this journal prompt is what is a story that you're rewriting? So I want you to like cross out what you learned and rewrite what you're learning, what you've learned about yourself and how you're rewriting that story. So for example, next one, fear of abandonment. I have a huge fear of abandonment. Gone through many ruptures, hello eclipse season, friendship breakups, um, yeah, relationship dynamics from past relationships that are allowing me to be brought forward into my current relationship that have caused me to react from a space of fear of abandonment. So then I crossed out fear of abandonment and I rewrote the story as faith of connection, faith of community, faith in the path to my destiny, and that what is meant for me will never go past me. My dreams are my destiny. I am worthy of love and connection. I trust myself to choose faith of connection and community over fear of abandonment. I'm getting emotional even saying that. Another one I have is I don't have enough time. I stress myself out because I don't think I have enough time. So then I move fast. You know how many times I hit my leg on the bed today? 3. And each time I was like, oh God, something bad's gonna happen. Bianca's gonna lose her shit. But then I was like, and it was my right side, which I've been wanting to lean into leading with my feminine side. And so now I have a huge bruise on my masculine side. And so my masculine side is like, sit down, let the feminine lead for a little bit. But I crossed out not enough time and that I'm stressed out because I don't have enough time to. I have an abundance of time. In my highest timeline, I remember when I take my time and do things with intention, I don't hurt myself and others. I'm a time bender. I am always right on time. And then I have another one, but I mean, I could go on and on because your girl, I'm a life path number 9. So I have a lot of karmic cycles that are completing in this lifetime. I'm also a manifester. So we have a lot of karma to clean up in this lifetime. So I had a lot, but I'm not going to go through all of mine. I'd love to make space to hear some of yours. Who feels courageous and brave enough? Fortune favors the bold. You're completing these cycles. And so you're witnessing, I want to witness in you in community and also create a space for you to be witnessed. And even if you don't say it out loud today, that's okay. But I invite you to consider what it would feel like to say something out loud. And if you're needing some support with how to rewrite your story, that's what this space is for too. We love a crystal hand raise. Yes, absolutely. Go crystal.
I got it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I've been through a lot. And I really like embrace the darkness. this past fall and the winter, and it helped a lot. So my key lessons: surrendering is easier in the end. I fight too much, and sometimes just letting it go is so much easier. I worked with Hecate so much, and she was just like, let go, just surrender, just light it with a match. And I finally did. I'm strong enough to walk away. And I was. I'm worthy of actual divine, empathetic love, and I'm learning what that is by loving myself more.
I love that so much. I'm so proud of you, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for going first.
Thank you.
I'll share.
Yay, Rachel.
Crystal, I love that you talked about surrender because that was one that came up for me too. Like, just stop trying to control everything. Can't, like, you have to let go of this attachment to specific outcomes. So that's been a big one for me. And then the other one is to trust my intuition. What I feel like maybe I've been like shutting down in that aspect of myself in the past. I'm really listening now. And it's making such a huge difference. And then just trusting divine timing, like really, I think that one's kind of similar to the surrender, like let go of control, but it's just like, just trust that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, that it's all going to work out, and just like trusting the process.
It's so simple and yet so profound, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
I resonate with that so deeply. Thank you for sharing that, Rachel.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Absolutely, Taylor.
Yay. Um, so the first thing I wrote down was not everyone deserves my kindness. And switching that into the perspective of I am worthy of authentic connections encompassed with kindness and honesty, fueling me to my highest self. And really focusing on, I think previous experiences have led me to think that my kindness is a weakness. But really, it's a gift that those who acknowledge it and appreciate it and don't question it allow me to shine brighter. So, putting myself in experiences that sometimes I might be the only person who knows that. And so, if that solitude is what I need, then leaning into that solitude rather than seeking it externally, knowing that it starts from within. Oh, that felt really good.
Yeah,
To say
I
that.
felt good to receive that. I was like, yes, sister, I feel that.
Oh, wow. And then I'm kind of still coming up with what the affirmation or what the second piece may sound like, but something else that I've learned this year is that relationships consist of free will. And it hurts a lot to know that people can easily just leave without really an explanation or so much certainty in themselves that there was, which is great that they have certainty in self. We love that. But also so much certainty that that certainty has to hurt other people in the long run. Recognizing that the real ones, it's a choice for them to stick around. And that's their free will that they're choosing to be there. And so recognizing that, trying to make that into an affirmation. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. But I really appreciate you offering this space, Bianca, to support this growth.
Yes, I'm so happy that you're here. You make every moment magical, Taylor. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, whenever you come up with your affirmation or your mantra, we're gonna come up with like there's a couple other like prompty things, but if you do at any point come up with it, I want you to raise your hand and say it in the space. And if not, just voice note me afterwards. I want to hear it from you. Sound good? Okay, cool. Where are the men? I'm just joking. Anyone's gonna go next.
So, one of the lessons that I've learned in the last year is that which I reject or deny is precisely what I need. And the story that I'm rewriting from that one is vulnerability and softness is where true healing and power come from.
Mhm.
Another lesson was we create with every moment, and that's honestly exhausting. And uh, my new story there is it's easy to choose and it's energizing.
Mm.
You just have to choose it.
Mm.
The other lesson is I don't need to be who I've been, and I'm becoming more of my true self.
Mm. That is powerful, Logan. It is easy to choose and it's energizing to choose. I needed to hear that deeply. Thank you for sharing that. That is powerful. And you are the resonant light, always and forever. And not everyone has to go, so don't feel pressure. But diamonds are made under pressure, so or something like that. If anyone else wants to go, there's space for it. Okay. And if you don't feel comfortable saying it out loud, you can say it in the chat too. But if you don't say it out loud, at least say it out loud to yourself in the mirror today. And allow yourself to be witnessed. And maybe even record yourself saying it. Because when you rewrite and you listen to your own voice saying it, it really creates a shift internally. But if anyone desires to go, I know Nikki's thinking about it. I can see it in her eyes. She's thinking about it. Melody too. And I know Sarah has it. But she's like, I don't want to drop this bomb on y'all because it's about to be a big one. I can feel that from you. Okay, there she is.
Can I go?
Absolutely.
I wrote so many, like so many. So I'm not going to read them all for, well, I definitely have to continue with rewriting the stories, but I literally wrote 22 things that I've learned.
Good. Amazing.
Like I needed this so badly. Like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh. But for so many reasons. My biggest one is don't make assumptions because I've tried to instill that in myself and it's something that just keeps repeating. And then my mind goes crazy. So I'm better off not making assumptions and just trusting that, for example, if you had a little hiccup with somebody or not even, but let's say you send someone a text, because this happened to my friend yesterday. She sent one of her friends a text message. They didn't answer for all day. I'm like trying to tell her, don't make assumptions. And I'm like, who the fuck? Practice what you preach, Nikki. Like, what are you saying, babe? Come on. So that's a big one for me. Need I'm literally gonna write that on a post-it once again tonight. Um and yeah, so yeah, your thoughts can either break you or empower you. That kind of goes with that. And two more I'll say. One is to be so unwavering in my self-concept. because self-concepts, a big thing, a big part of healing and, empowering yourself. And I don't know, I guess I skipped that part of this 3-year healing journey. I don't know why I never like gave myself the time to actually sit and get rooted in it. But ever since I have, the things that I believe about myself and, that there's worth and my values are worth, living by. Of course, keeping an open heart and mind always, but not having been, strong in those things kind of like led me to question myself in a lot of situations, recently with this eclipse, but also, throughout the years. So that's a big one. Um, and my last one I'll say is that those who judge don't matter, and those who matter don't judge. Is, yeah. I was actually went for a walk yesterday, and somebody stopped me, and just this older guy. He just seemed like he was like I admired his his self-expression from like literally I don't know how many feet away, far away. I heard this man, and because he was talking to like this cute little old lady that was walking her dog, and I'm like, I looked at him and like at first, like your initial instinct is like, oh my God, this guy's being so loud. Then I'm like, wait a minute. Like, what am I saying? Like, no, I actually admire him and I wish that I had that quality, like that I could just openly, because that's not and I was with my boyfriend. He's like, yeah, well, Nick, we're like in New York, so that's not like a normal thing around here. It's okay. And like, I know you admire that. So, and he ended up actually coming up to us. And that's one thing he said to me, those that judge don't matter, and those who matter don't judge. And I was like, wow, mind fuck. Like, thank you. You just literally put me in my place unknowingly. So, but I really needed to hear it. It was like a beautiful little lesson. And I'm gonna keep telling myself that.
I love that. And I also just want to acknowledge you so much for how you've continued to show up in community. I remember the first time you were less vocal, and now I feel like you're allowing yourself to shine. And I'm just really love witnessing your expansion and evolution in that. So I just want to celebrate you for that. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That means a lot. Like Bianca, with the first journal prompt, like right when we were starting, I'm like, God, I love her. Like, like you really just bring the best out of like me, and I'm sure everybody, you leave everybody better than you found them. And that's why I'm always coming back. And I know looking back, when I finally do break through, like, the thresholds of some things and finally, embracing and being consistent with my work, like you're going to be having been a big part of that for me. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so happy that you're here.
Me
Mwah.
too.
Okay.
I could share.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm really just gonna limit it just to it like one. Kind of I have like the full circle of what you were explaining, but a big one this year, like a big lesson was like trusting my intuition because I felt like I'd get, my intuition and intuitive things and I would ignore it just to please other people. And then I just get kicked in the butt. Like something really bad would happen. And I'd look back and be like, why didn't I just listen to myself? And basically, I think that comes from a fear of not feeling like what or how like what I feel means anything to someone, more worried about pleasing people. But I think that just comes back to like, I'm deserving of speaking my truth. I'm powerful and I'm intuitive. So, yeah, that's a major one. And I also feel like a big lesson was taking time for myself, and being still and quiet. Kind of I got more into meditating this year. So, yeah, I just feel like those were some really big lessons that hit home and kind of I hope change the trajectory of like years to come. So
Absolutely. And you're a Pisces midhaven, right? So yeah,
Yes, I am.
yeah, that's part of your essence in your
Yeah.
public image. Yeah. And
I
I
know.
want to ask you a question. I asked Marcel this the other day because intuition is such a huge part of like rising in a new earth leadership, and trusting yourself. And so, something to consider. You don't have to share it now unless you want to.
Mhm.
But what does it feel like when your intuition comes up? Like, what does it feel like in your body? Where does the sensation come from? What and like where, and then what does it feel like when you don't trust your intuition? And what does it feel like to move from your intuition? And what does it feel like to move from fear?
Yeah.
Right?
That is a great question. And yeah, I feel like that's something I definitely would love to marinate on and yeah,
Yeah,
think about more.
bring it back to I'm gonna drop in actually this is a perfect time. I'm gonna drop in the Telegram chat for the Equinox activation. I'm gonna drop it here. So after you have marinated, Marcel's laughing. Drop it in the chat because I want to hear it. And for those of you who haven't joined the Telegram chat, this space is going to be open until March 30th, until we start the activation. So if you want to join the Telegram chat, I've been doing daily drops, daily rituals, and also providing a space for you to voice, to work through, to share whatever you desire to share in that space. So that's the link to join. And anyone else want to share? No pressure, but let's see.
I can share one thing.
You want to share one thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hello. So, I think you have to. We're just too close.
Maybe not. Maybe just type it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll just talk through here. Pursue your path without restraint. So the calling that you have from within, it's calling you for a reason. And the timing doesn't always have to make sense. You don't always have to know the next step. What you need to know is that your calling is part of your mission. And like a bird that is about to migrate, that feeling, that urge, that fire that's calling it to move, to let go. There's so much uncertainty, but beyond uncertainty, beyond the fear, there is such a bright, beautiful world. And what I learned is that where I am now, I could have been here way before if I would have just trusted and ignored all the criticism that came from me, how I thought people viewed me. And the moment that I let go of that inner judgment, I stopped judging myself and I started being authentic, I feel like I've expanded into the person that I truly always knew that I wanted to be.
Mm.
And so if you know that there is a higher you wanting to be, allow that to be.
Let it be. Thank you, honey. That was beautiful. And yeah, I'm proud of you. I see you really showing up, crushing it. Yay. Well, thank you for sharing. Now now the energy is like, you can feel the energy like dipping down. So are we ready for a little spike? Are we ready for a little energetic spike? Yeah? Okay. We're gonna do just like a minor spike because I know some of you guys are getting ready to go night night. But I want us to all stand up now. because we're gonna do a little bit of movements before we get into the highest timeline meditation. So I want you to just like kind of maybe crack your hips a little bit, move your bodies a little bit. So as I was saying, the equinox portal is not necessarily a time for us to be like doing a lot of forward movement and action, but I want us to like start to firmly plant, like maybe like left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. And maybe like a little bouncy, a little movement. Because also Marcel keeps telling me that this is great for the lymphatic system. So it helps you to yeah, get in your body, move around, whatever feels good for you. And then once you've gotten some movements out, some things that feel good, I always like to do like these ones, help with like the shoulders. It's a little here, a little here. This is the Egyptian prayer. This is like a good stretch, but it also creates like a beacon, like a little pillar to amplify your energy. Some heart openers. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. How good does that feel? Okay. And now that we have gotten a little bit of movement in, I've been listening to a lot of Tony Robbins lately. And he talks about how the big component of why we do not move forward, or one of the big things that stops us from moving forward, is fear. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of whatever. Fear. But if we can train ourselves to take action before we let fear stop us, then we will ultimately wire ourselves, prime ourselves to be in a state of, not that you always have to be in a state of momentum, but if you have found yourself hesitating, hesitation is what kills momentum. And to create more certainty within yourself, there are these things called power poses. So if you stand like Superman or Superwoman with your hands on your hips for like 2 minutes a day, one, it decreases your cortisol levels. Two, it increases your testosterone. And three, it increases your certainty. And so you're more certain to do things that are scary. So I'm going to play a activating song. If you were in part of Empowered Oracle, you already know the drill. So, and I'm going to play this song, and I want you to, if you have a mirror and you can look in front of the mirror, I want you to look in at yourself. And if you don't, just feel into the energy. You can keep your eyes open, you can keep your eyes closed, and we're gonna hold this position for 2 minutes. And I want you to really like feel into what it's like to just have both feet firmly planted on the ground and like really feeling into like, and it's gonna the music is gonna get a little chaotic. It's gonna be like swirling around you. So imagine like the chaos of everything swirling around you. And I want you to imagine yourself standing still, standing certain with both feet on the ground, left foot, right foot. Here I am, right? And then after about 2 minutes, I'm gonna put a little this, and then we can move around if we want to. But for at least 2 minutes, I want us to stand still. Yeah? Can we do that? Cool. Okay. Get ready for this song, y'all. Marcel's been listening to it all morning.
Do you believe in magic that can set you free? If you believe in magic, come along with me. Do you believe in magic that can set you free? If you believe in magic, come
know y'all believe in magic if you're here. How did that feel? Like, and I also want you to like really feel into like what it feels like when you're excited, what it feels like when you're proud of something, when you're proud of who you are, when you're grateful, right? You breathe different, you move different, you stand different. And so feeling it in your body, like what it feels like to feel this expansion, to feel what it feels like to stand on both feet, to feel what it feels like to stand with certainty. And the more that you do this, the more that you will train yourself and wire yourself to use your body in this way. So that when you find yourself hesitating, you can lean into the certainty of what is and the trust of yourself. Yes? All right, everyone, take a seat and drop in the chat how you feel after that. Have you guys heard that song before? Like I said, I know the Empowered Oracles have. Ooh. Oh, little puppy. All right, now that we've been, absolutely, I can share a song. I will drop the playlist in the Telegram group chat. I will drop the playlist in the Telegram group chat. Expansive. Yeah, we always have playlists around here because movement is such a big part of the work that we do. Confidence. Yes. So much for just a little energizing. I know, Logan, you know me. My bad. We know better. Fierce. Absolutely. So good. Okay, and now we're going to do a guided meditation into your highest timeline. Now that we've gotten in our body, now that we know what it feels like to feel expansive, now we have a little bit of breath in our body. We're going to do a little guided meditation. So you can either lay down or you can sit straight up and close your eyes. We're about to walk through the portal. I want you to think about the characteristics of your higher self. For me, that's kind, loving, nurturing, curious, supportive, strong boundaries, clear communication, radiant, magnetic, peaceful. Just sharing some here to start to get your mind rolling. But we're going to come face to face with meeting your higher self now. And so I want you to imagine and feel into the characteristics. And so now we're going to enter into this space. So once you have gotten there, I want us to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and start breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. As you inhale, fill your belly with light. And as you exhale, release any tension. Find yourself sinking into the space around you, fully supported, fully present. With each breath, imagine a golden light descending from above, wrapping around you like a warm embrace. This is the energy of the equinox, of your sacred equilibrium. This is what it feels like to be in balance with yourself. Marcel's humming, so if you feel called to do a hum to get yourself into a space of equilibrium, I invite you to do that as well. With every inhale, you receive. With every exhale, you surrender. Now imagine standing at the edge of a radiant portal. This portal holds the energy of your highest timeline. The version of you fully aligned with your mission, with your gifts, and with your divine purpose. Step forward and walk through the portal. What does a portal look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? As you emerge on the other side, take note of your surroundings. What do you see? Where have you entered? What's around you? You see a figure standing before you. The closer that you get, this figure starts to come into focus, this radiance, this brilliance, and you notice that this is you, your most embodied, powerful, and radiant self. What are they wearing? Look at their eyes. See how they sparkle. Observe them. How are they standing? How are they moving? What energy do they exude? What characteristics have they embodied? And listen. What wisdom do they have to share with you? What is their message? Take a moment to fully connect with this version of you. Take it all in. Breathe in their strength, their confidence, their clarity, and feel it merge into your being. Now look around you and notice, are there any shadows or lingering energies that do not belong in this highest timeline? Any creatures, fears, doubts, cords, swords, attachments? With your mind's eye, summon a cleansing light, a brilliant crystalline light, maybe calling upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel. Descending from the heavens, your guardians of light. Watch as this light surrounds you and dissolves all that is not in resonance with your highest self. See these doubts, these fears alchemized into pure energy, recycled with each breath into wisdom, strength, and trust. Feel the spaciousness within you. Feel the empowerment. Feel that deep knowing that you are ready. Now take a deep breath and see your highest self extending their hand to you. Maybe it's sparkly. As you reach for it, feel yourself merging, becoming one with this version of you. Their wisdom, their clarity, their embodiment is yours. Give yourself a hug right now, welcoming your highest self back home within this physical vessel. Say thank you to the merging of the highest self and this timeline as your own, as it is here and now. And with gratitude, after you have really embraced yourself, begin to step back through the portal, carrying all of the codes, all of the activations, and all of the deep knowing with you. As you return, Feel yourself fully anchored in your body. Start to bring awareness back to your breath, back to this moment, back to this equinox portal where everything changes. Your future starts today. Now, when you're ready, start to bring yourself back into your body, feeling if there's been any shifts, any changes. Gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. And slowly start to open your eyes and meet us back in this space. And drop in the chat anything that you want to remember, anything that you want to share. What did your higher self look like? Were there any messages? What were they wearing? What were they doing? Did they have a message for you? And remember that you have this available to you at any given moment. Like I like to do this like before I get in out of the shower. Like the shower is a portal for me. If I feel myself funky, like I go into the shower and I will imagine that it is a portal and I will walk back out in my highest timeline. Any doorway you can also use for this too. So it's not just reserved for this ceremony. You can use it at any given time. Happy you enjoyed it, Melody. I know everyone's writing in their journal. I was hoping they would write it in the chat, but I'm so grateful that you're writing it in your journal because that's going to be with you for a lot longer than this chat will. But if you want to share it with me, I would love to see it too. Or better yet, bring it to the Telegram chat. Or wherever you want. Put it on the post-it notes. Shout it from the rooftops. Go to your neighbor and say, hey, I need to tell you something. Tell them. I feel so supported by myself, which feels great. Yes, I'm so happy about that. So now we might go a little bit over, I know that we said we have 10 minutes left. We might go a little bit over, but I'm going to try to get through as much as we can in the next 10 minutes. So I wanted to do a little cleansing ritual for the equinox. Met my higher self in a Japanese Zen garden. Of course you did. I love that. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. So I asked you all to bring an egg to the space. And if you did bring it, then what we're gonna do is it's a raw egg, right? No one cooked this egg, right? It's a raw egg. Okay, cool. It's okay if it's cooked, but we just won't be using that today. You'll be eating it later. So with this, I know that there's been some times where we've done rituals to remove the evil eye, to remove any stagnant energies, but I don't really participate in the return to sender energy. I participate in I'm removing any cord, swords, or attachments that are not serving me, and we're going to alchemize them so that way we can release them back into the earth. And so what we're going to do at this time, so we're going to take that egg, and this is a form of divination, and it's subtle energies. It's very subtle. And so you'll rub the egg over your entire body, like slowly, because it's obviously raw. So be mindful that you don't crack it. And rub it over your entire body, crown of the head. I mean, I'll probably do it again. I don't know I know Marcel's gonna be like, you've been using all of it. I have only used two. This is my second one. So rubbing it all over your body. Maybe it's over your throat chakra to release any cords, swords, or attachments from your throat, over the crown of your head. Try to hit on every single chakra point. So the heart, the solar plexus. Yeah, lots of the crown, definitely. Take us also all of your leg. Crystal saging her egg first. Thank you, Crystal, for the reminder. And with any form of divination, everything with intention. So even if you don't have sage, you have minor chakras in the palms of your hand, and these work just as well. So just hold your egg and with the intention to release any cords, swords, attachments, any energies that are no longer serving me, to alchemize the energy before I enter into this next chapter. Rubbing it all over. And if you don't have an egg, and if you just want to use your hands, what you can do is rub your hands together and use your hands as the cords are releasing it. Yeah, and so we'll want to write all over your body. You can do this at any moment, but not just today. So all over your body, get the bottoms of your feet, get everywhere. Everywhere, 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 every little nook and cranny. You're like TSAing yourself. Get the butt crack too. You never know. There's some stuff in there, you guys. There's some stuff in there. Everywhere. It feels kind of good. My egg's cold, so it feels actually like really good. And if you still want to continue to rub more and more and more, allow yourself to have ample space to do that. But whenever you're done, crack it in a cup of water. I just like to look at it. I'm just curious. I like to see. I like to look. Divination is pulling unknown knowledge by supernatural means and see if there's any messages there. And whenever the first time I did this, there was so much like spidery, like muck. And so whenever you do finish and you crack it open, take a look at it, just see if there's any messages there for you. And like I said, this isn't a return to sender, so we're not returning it back to the person, places, things, or experiences. But once you crack the egg open and you take a look at it, what you want to do is put something over it. I usually put like pepper or cayenne or oregano, or you can put flowers over it, whatever you want. Like it's up to you. But this is just to close it in, to seal in the energy. And then I usually bless it. I say, thank you so much for what you've shown me. Thank you so much for the opportunity to see you clearly. Thank you. And then I'll take it and I'll dump it at the base of a tree. And I'll thank the tree. I'll say, thank you, tree. Thank you, Mama Gaia. Thank you for alchemizing this. Thank you for harmonizing this. Thank you for showing me what I needed to see. I appreciate, I love you. I thank you. I thank myself. I bless you. I bless myself. I forgive you. I forgive myself. If there's any forgiveness that wants to come through, and it goes both ways, right? And so once you have amply done that, then you can dispose of that, dump it out next to a tree. Protection, spell, salt, and garlic helps too. Yeah. And if you're a chaos witch like me, use literally anything that you have and just turn it into anything that you want. Exactly. And then with the candle, so I also on the spring equinox, since this is the return of our inner light, I will usually create a candle for myself. You can draw sigils into it. You can draw, set intentions in it, or you can just bless it with your energy. And this can be your reigniting of your higher self. So anytime I read tarot or I get ready and do glamour magic or things in the morning, I'll light my candle, and this will be like calling in that energy and that essence. And since this is the return of the light, a candle is a beautiful representation to always have that anchored in. Remember to burn it safely. And so I've already blessed this candle. I've already cleared this candle. But if you have it, bless it, cleanse it, clear it, set the intention. And I usually put it in a bowl. Yesterday, I haven't been drinking coffee, which is like huge for me because I love coffee. And so instead of coffee, I just had a session with my mentor and I asked if there were any herbs or any flowers that I should be working with, and she said chrysanthemum. And so I was like, I'm gonna get a coffee, and then something told me, no, just check to see what kind of tea they have. So I checked to see what kind of tea they had, and they had chrysanthemum tea. Imagine that. And so chrysanthemum is actually a detox tea, and it said chrysanthemum detox, and I was like, oh, I'll take that. That's the one I'm supposed to have. And then where I come home and I had like my tea bag packet, and Marcel's like, did you really take the tea bag home with you? I was like, they had real flowers in it. Of course I did. Is that weird? Am I that weird girl? I am that weird girl. It's fine. So then I took the flowers out of the tea bag and put it as a circle around my candle, and I'm going to have that as a purification. You can also put salt to create a boundary. You can make boundaries with whatever you desire on your candle. I like to have a little circle around my candle. And so I will light my candle. I'll light it here now for all of us and our higher self and our highest timelines. And I also, whenever I let, oh my gosh, don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry, it's fine. I usually like light the bottom of it, and so I can like let it, where if you don't have a candle holder, I like to put it in like a fire safe place so that way it's also can easily and safely burn. And so then I'll put it here. Little trick if you don't have a candle holder. And then this is a candle that is for all of our higher selves as we step into this next portal. So I want to end this with a reminder that right now, I mean, the earth is always going to be okay. She's always been here and she's always going to be here. But right now, a lot of leaders are being activated, a lot of new earth leaders. And what is a new earth leader? A new earth leader is someone who understands that what they do as an individual affects the whole. A new earth leader also gives back to the earth for the highest good of all and harm done to none, and has the sole intention to fulfill their purpose to assist with the evolution of consciousness. New earth leaders have the radical responsibility to step into their wealth, because wealth in the hands of conscious leaders, an abundance of wealth in the hands of new earth leaders can do much more than it can with those who are not conscious and not rising to the occasion of becoming a new earth leader. So this is why it is your radical responsibility to start taking steps on your path as a new earth leader. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever that sounds like to you, whatever that feels like for you. And it doesn't have to be, speaking on stage. It doesn't have to be reading tarot. It doesn't have to be spiritual. It has to be something that's coming from your true essence, something that's coming from your true heart, something that's coming from your true core. Something that is going to get you out of bed in the morning and to continue to drive you and motivate you to be the best version of yourself. That is new earth leadership. And I'm calling for you forward to rise into this remembrance. With the North Node in Pisces, a lot of spiritual practitioners are going to be illuminated right now. And if you are in this room, regardless of whether you believe it or not, you are not a newbie. You've been walking this path for a minute. You have wisdom to share. You've been on the journey. You walk through the shadows. And you might have been still playing it small. And that's okay. But don't let the fear hold you back anymore, because now you are in alignment with your highest timeline, and it's not time for you to show up. So now the equinox is just the beginning. It's just the start. I have been co-creating with Spirit a mystery school initiation that is 40 days and 40 nights of diving deep into the process of transformation. This is for those who feel really called to step into their mission, to really define what that mission looks like, to walk through the shadows, to also reclaim the light, and to create a plan of action, Capricorn stellium here, plan of action towards how you're going to manifest your dreams into reality and actually take those steps with confidence. And so right now I'm going to show you a little PowerPoint. It's like 4 slides long, so it's not going to take very long at all. But I'm going to show you what is in store for this, just conceptually speaking. So that way, if you feel called to join, you can see what we're going to be working with. Every time I talk about New Earth leadership, my heart just starts to like it just starts to, I don't even know. It's like I get so, I'm like, yes, show me the magic, babe. Show me the magic. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Dr. Tiffany. Yay, I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Yes? Okay, I may or may not have been watching Dune a lot. I may or may not be watching Wheel of Time. I may or may not be, living in those worlds where we are being like warriors and where we are being called into our magic. Because also, if you all know me, my dad has been coming to me in my dreams for the past 10 years, ever since he crossed over to the other side and was my first guide. And he told me that there would be a light worker army that I would be gathering. He told me that we would be able to do some crazy things like energy manipulation, like moving things with her. He told me all of these things, and everything my dad has told me has come true. Everything. And he is so present in my life that even like my spiritual friends are like, whoa, your connection is so strong. And I say, I pray to him every single day. I also trust my intuition so strongly. So main character energy 3.0 is the initiation into the mystery school. It is a date with destiny, meaning that we are going to be coming face to face with your destiny. And what this is look like, this is going to be in 3 phases, 3 parts. So it's a 40-day and 40-night mystery school initiation. Why 40 days and 40 nights? Because we are reprogramming your subconscious mind. We're heading from dark to light to aligned action, meaning that we are traversing the shadows, the underworld first, because light cannot exist without the dark. So we are going into the underworld, and then we are walking out the other side into your highest timeline, and then creating a plan of action. As I said, Capricorn stellium. So get ready for the structure. And then we're going to anchor your highest timeline Earth side. We're pulling it out of the clouds and anchoring it here on Earth where it is needed. So the first step, to know where you're going, you must know where you came from. We're going to do timeline alchemy. We're going to be collapsing worlds. We're going to be moving through the underworld, connecting with the spirit of your ancestors. So we're going to be doing the candle magic to connect with your ancestors. We're going to be meeting your shadow guides. Just recently, I had an entity removal, and I was alchemizing and sharing that. And let me know, drop it in the chat if you want me to share a little bit about my experience. Not here, but I'll be sharing it in the Telegram group chat, because entities feed on lower vibrational energy. So if you've been like worried, anxious, stressed, depressed, entities can only feed on that fear. And so if you have been feeling in a constant state of that, I'm not saying that you do, but there could be some entity alchemy that could be taking place that could be used. And the thing is that I used to do exorcisms very early on in my energy healing practice. I used to do entity removal, but now I'm expanding into my practices where we're doing entity alchemy. So there's no need to remove it. It's just alchemizing it and transmuting it. I have in the background my 2 guides, which I'll tell the story for those who are in the Telegram group chat of how I alchemized one of these entities into a stuffed animal that is now a guide for me that watches over me. We're going to be making peace with your darkness. We're going to be entering the void, rewiring the subconscious mind, walking through the labyrinth, which if you've ever known a labyrinth, it's a maze that you walk through to clear the energy. We're going to be clearing and burning contracts that are outdated, closing out karmic cycles and karmic loops, shedding your past life purification and releasing energetic hooks. And Dr. Tiffany is going to be supporting us with connecting us to our womb, our inner void, and I'll give her the floor at the end if she wants to share a little bit. This is a 40-day and 40-night initiation from dark to light to divine action. So this is phase 1, going through the darkness, going into the void. And then what's next? Reclaiming the light.
This is one, two.
You're not seeing anything. Thank you for letting me know that. Your screen sharing is paused. I don't know.
Try again.
Can you see it now? Mercury retrograde, you know.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so here's a group of phase 1. Timeline, alchemy, collapsing worlds, underworld. Next we have phase 2. Yes. Higher self reclamation, working with the angelic realms, light alchemy, reclaiming past, parallel, and present lifetime gifts. We're going to be meeting your higher self guides. You have shadow guides, you have higher self guides. We're going to be illuminating your mission through the lens of your cosmic design. So we're going to be getting into human design and astrology. We're going to ignite your soul's purpose. So we're going to be able to have you speak with clarity. We're going to have a vocal activation. So I'm calling in, I have a vocal activation specialist that will be coming in. We're also going to be accessing your heart bridge. So we have a bioelectric wellness practitioner who's going to be helping us access your heart bridge, and we're going to claim your rainbow radiance. So we're going to turn your chakras and amplify them and turn them all the way on. So after we traverse the darkness, we're going to head into the light. And then the phase 3 is divine action. I'm calling in a branding. I have a branding speaker, a guest speaker, who's going to help us with archetype activation, which is understanding your subconscious mind, understanding the archetypes that work with your brand, your personal brand, or also just who you are as your highest self. If you have a business, we're going to help you understand how to intentionally utilize this information in your business. We're going to move your mission. So once you understand your mission, we're going to understand how to turn your mission into a movement, which means how do we get people moving? How do we get people excited? How do we get people invested in what it is that you're doing? And then create a plan of action for your next steps. We're going to create a meditation and a ritual to help you anchor your action, earth side. And we're going to anchor that into the space. And the investment, it's only $99. Why $99, Bianca? Well, because it's the karmic cycle. It's the 9 year. And price goes up to $111 on the 24th and $222 to stay on March 30th. We begin on March 30th, which is the day after the solar eclipse. So after the eclipse portal closes and everything has kind of started to settle down, we're going to be starting the 40 days and 40 night initiation on March 30th. And so the price is $99 for the next 3 days only. And Spirit has also called me to say that tickets are buy one, get one. So the moment you say yes, you also get to bring in a friend, a lover, someone who you want to go on this journey with. Why? Because we rise by lifting others. Imagine telling one of your best friends or telling your lover or telling someone that you really care about, hey, we're going to step into our highest timeline together. And I want to invite you into this space with me because I love you and because I know that what you're capable of. And I want to walk alongside of you. And I want to do this with you. And it is time. And I already got the ticket. And we're jet setting, baby. We're merging into our highest timeline. Imagine what that would feel like to share this with someone you love. Your destiny is on your heart for a reason. It's time to claim it. And I'm creating the safe space to do it. And if you know anything about any of the activations I've done, it gets magical. It gets beautiful. And that is the start of the mystery school that I am creating, Oracle Arts Academy. Stop share. And I'm going to drop the link in so that way anyone who wants to buy it right now in this moment, at this very second, because time, fortune favors the bold. And when you, well, as I keep saying, hesitation kills momentum. And so if you're feeling this, I desire for you to join us. I'm going to have Dr. Tiffany share, since she's going to be opening up the third. So it's going to be 13 days. Let me tell you a little bit about the structure. So 13 days of darkness, 13 days of light, 13 days of plan of action. We're going to be having the Telegram group, the Telegram community. So there's going to be daily activations that I'm going to be dropping into that space, but we're also going to have guest speakers, leaders, industry leaders that are going to be sharing activations and wisdoms that are by Crystal, that are going to be sharing their activations and their wisdoms to help you enter into each portal. And so Dr. Tiffany is here, and I wanted her to share a little bit about, if you feel called to share, Dr. Tiffany, does that sound good? Okay, cool. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat.
Thank you for making magic real. And of course, you have a Capricorn stellium because, like, thank you for providing the structure to create magic here on Earth. Oh, thank you. Hi, everyone. We are going to journey into the void of the pelvic portal. Even men have pelvises and wombs from which you create. This is some of the most potent and clarifying work, and pretty intense. This is often a place where we have been either wronged, where we have held lots of shame, where we have experienced a lack of safety. And so creating safety there, creating space and bringing some love, adorning that area, and creating magic again with that, surrendering to what's there is has been one of the most impactful and powerful experiences of my life. So I'm excited to share it with you, and I'm excited for to be a part of the beginning of that. And I love that that's starting in the dark. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Tiffany.
Yeah.
And Marcel will be sharing with us how to optimize our radiant health and work with the quantum. So do you want to share a little bit about what you're going to be entering into the space now? Oh.
Mute and don't let mute your audio. Can you hear me? Am I there? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, when traversing into the light or through the light, it's there is one thing which is the etherical. So, we can will it, we can think it, but there are actual mechanisms that when we understand, we can really feel in, really tune in, and activate. So, one way that I like to share this message is we tend to go through observation and mimicry. So it's like we watch a bird and we think that by grabbing feathers and by flapping our hands we're going to be able to fly, when in reality it's actually by understanding the mechanisms, understanding the dimensions. When we really understand the dimensions and what actually gets a bird to fly, then we're able to craft airplanes and truly get into the other dimension, right? So that's some of the work that we'll be doing, really understanding the principles of the multidimensional aspects and really being able to understand our multidimensional operating system, how to tap into it, how to tap into this radiance, some key exercises. Because when we do understand, which is that masculine, that logic, then we're really able to step into that feminine and really tap into that radiance. So that's some of the work that we'll be doing. And I'm so excited for this because I love Bianca's wisdom. She just gets inspirations and she'll be a little lazy bear for a few days. And then out of nowhere, she'll just spring up with like a new
thing that's just calling her, and then she'll be up until 3 in the morning just working nonstop because she's just so inspired. So I love this. I literally got goosebumps with this, and I'm so excited for this to come through. So hope to see you there.
Thank you, honey. And yeah, we're gonna be going live with a lot of, if you probably know Dr. Tiffany, and Marcel, if you've been a part of the community for a little bit, but I'm also gonna be going live with the vocal activationist and the branding specialist. She calls herself an icon activator. So we're gonna be sharing these experiences with you on live to get you a deeper understanding of where we're going. But yeah, we're super excited and excited to share this journey with the Soul Fam. So thank you for being here. Thank you for this beautiful ceremony. It's 9:47 here, and 47 is a special number for me. So of course we're ending on 9:47. I want to say thank you again for your time, energy, and essence. And I'm excited to enter into this next chapter with you. I'm excited to see the magic that you bring to this earth that can only come through you. And I'm excited to see your highest self fully embodied here and now. Let's end our call the same way we always do. Do we know how to do it? Our hands together, thanking everyone for the beautiful energy and opening up to the community, to your heart, to your radiance, to your highest timeline. Thank you, guides. Thank you, angels, for being here and being present. Thank you for the healing and for the activation that took place. And thank you for showing up today. Sleep well.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.